Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to another session of the After You Say I Do series. This session has been so good, or at least for me, it has been. I think you remember this face, this very beautiful face. Welcome back to Elsa. Elsa is also gonna be shedding some light for us on the After You Say I Do series. She has been married for a while, so she has experience, y'all, and she's happily married, so she's coming to us with some good info. Welcome, Elsa.
Thank you so much, Nicola, for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure, an absolute pleasure. I don't know if you've seen the videos from before, but I'm gonna be asking you some of the same questions, and perhaps I might ask you a trick question at the end. Not a trick question, but based on the responses I get, I might have a question for you then. All
Okay,
right, so like I've been asking, before you got into marriage, and I think if I remember well, you got married very young. Before you
yes.
got into marriage, did you have any expectations, or was there anything in your mind as to what you thought marriage was going to be like?
Okay. Honestly, my expectation was not a fairy tale wedding, and I will tell you why. Because I know it's two different people coming together, with different personalities, different interests, different likes, just to name a few. But of course, I would say all of us would want to have, a fairy tale marriage. But then I would say, it is the two of you coming together, wanting to have a lifetime of friendship and companionship, always wanting to have a strong relationship. Also, we have to put the Heavenly Father first, because if we don't make him, the head of the marriage, the outcome would not be what, we would want it to be, except him being in the forefront. So that was basically it, because I know, it's two people coming together. There's different. There would be something that he would like and I wouldn't like. There would be something that I would like and he wouldn't like. So basically, that was just, how I would view going into marriage. And for me, I had that was my dream too. Always wanted to be married from a little girl. I always said, I want to be married, settle down and be married. So that was basically, what I would expect of marriage, or what was in my mind when, I was coming into marriage. Yes.
Lovely. So it looked like you were very mature when you entered into marriage. You
Yes.
had a realistic expectations, like two
Yes.
people, strange
Mm-hmm.
people coming. Well, not strange, but like two different people coming
Yes.
together, and so you had a realistic expectation. I like that.
Yes.
Now let's tell us a little bit about the realities of marriage. Was
Okay.
it the were you mentally prepared in the sense that, hey, I knew this was two people coming together, I knew that this is exactly what I expected? Was that what it is? That the reality of marriage for you, or shed some light on what the reality of marriage is?
Well, the reality of marriage for me, I would say, since I had already mentally make up my mind, that it was two different people coming together. So I know it would, I would expect, there would be the good times. I know I would expect the bad times. I know I wouldn't expect the rough patches, because it is two different people, two different persons coming from different backgrounds, family backgrounds, you know. And for me, I would look at the reality of marriage also, in the sense that marriage is very demanding. It calls for knowledge, combined with effort and patience in order to achieve, the reward that it offers. And, the reward it offers is a lifetime of togetherness. For you to achieve that, you have to be able to work it out. Yeah. So can I expand?
Please, I was listening. I was just coming to you to ask you to expand, because I'm like, listen, you have
Okay.
me there. Please
Yes.
expand.
Yes. Yes. So marriage also, it would require determination, humbleness, forgiveness, trust, etc. And the list would, the other little branches would come, you know. Like the dates, you still have to continue the dates. And it's the reality of it, I would say, you know, most marriages, even now, the dating phase that has stopped, as though since the phase that we were going through during courtship, and getting to know each other, bringing the flowers, for some to some extent, some of that has stopped. No more dates, like as if the husband, or I may believe that we have each other, so that's it. No, we have to continue the dates. So that's what the marriage would entail. We still have to go on our honeymoon. Let us take some time out, for our me time, away from the children, away, yes. And then I personally believe too, marriage, what you get out of your marriage is what you put into it. Example, if you don't develop that skill of understanding, and if you do not know how to love each other, then your marriage would not be what you would want it to be. So you need to put that extra effort into making it, that maybe that fairy tale wedding or that fairy tale marriage that you'd want to be. Marriage, I can also compare marriage to the physical body. Yes. Whatever you put into your marriage, that is what comes out of the marriage. So if you feed the marriage with healthy foods, communication, trust, laughter, humor, all that, then out of the marriage, then you get the joy, you feel the longing to be with each other. You understand? Even marriage, like I said before, it is something you create. You don't find a perfect woman, you don't find a perfect man. Like I said earlier on, two different people coming together, and it requires a lot of prayer. I find, I am a married person, and if we develop that prayer line where, the two of us, we come together to make God that foundation of our marriage, we can have that fairy tale marriage that we are talking about. Yeah.
Elsa, thank you so much, but I have questions.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Sure, I'm ready for your questions.
You gave so much information. There's so much. And I don't even know if like this one video would be enough to cover all the questions that is popping in my head from all the information you just shared.
No problem.
You spoke about, and I've gotten this consistently from the previous people who spoke, that marriage is what you put into it. But prior to that, you said something that really tickled my mind. You said that you need to have the knowledge when you're going into marriage. What type of knowledge are you referring to?
Okay, I'm referring to knowledge on, number one, how, if, let's say, conflict would arise, healthy ways to resolve your conflict. Even when you begin to have children, how to share the different responsibilities, when you have children. And, you would need knowledge about, when it comes to financing, how would you all share the responsibility when it comes to financing. And even when you face those rough patches in your marriage, you need to know you need to have the knowledge or the know-how as to how to bring it back, to its former state. Because reality, there will be rough patches. It's not going to be a smooth road. Yes. So that's the knowledge I'm talking about.
Thank you so much for shedding light. So I'm learning a lot from this, that there's a lot of preparation that needs to be done prior to marriage, prior to getting married. So
especially mentally, you have to be mentally prepared for it. Because if you are not mentally prepared for it, then it would cause for disaster.
So say, for example, here I am, right? So I'm dating this really great guy. When I see butterflies, I'm like, these married people, they don't know what they're talking about, because they probably don't feel what I'm feeling. And the guy loves me and I love him. Listen, we're not going to have these issues. That's their life. We're going to live happily ever after. What is your advice?
Well, my advice is, Nicola, you must be prepared, because sometimes the table turns so fast, less than when you would expect it to. It would turn, because marriages start on so much of a good note, honestly, and then somewhere down the line, especially when you begin to have children, things change a bit. Yes, and if you do not put that extra effort into having that kind of relationship where you before the children came in, especially when it comes to the cuddling moments, and when children are there, you cannot do that in front of children. So you understand. So that's one of the changes that would come. And even, when the conflicts would arise, you have to be prepared mentally for those conflicts when it arises, as to, how you as the wife would handle it, even the husband himself, how you would handle it. So, you must always be prepared mentally for it. Because there will be the rough patches. Yeah, there will be the rough patches, because that itself is what makes the marriage. Is how you get over those rough patches. That is what makes the marriage. Yeah.
Elsa, you just want me to jump and skip and you just want me to embarrass myself on this video.
Yes,
Wow,
that's the reality of it.
thank you so much. You know what I'm really admiring about a lot of the conversation I've been having is that you all are making marriage sound so beautiful, but yet so realistic in that, yes, there are conflicts, but it's what you put in it, that's what you're going to get out of it. You must be mentally prepared. You cannot just jump in because of the butterflies. There are going to be rough patches, but then how you handle these rough patches is what's going to make your marriage.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Is there anything else that you want to share with us before we end this video?
Okay, what I would want to share with those who will be viewing the video is that always bear in mind, marriage is something you create. It don't just happen overnight. It is something you create. It is the two of you coming together and create that marriage. Like you building a house, you start from the foundation and you go up. So with marriage, you start from the foundation where God is the foundation, and then you bring it up. Yes, and continue to love each other unconditionally. Yes, that's my take on marriage.
Thank you so much. Unconditional love, what you make of it, marriage. Yes. After you say I do, this is what you need to expect. You need to come mentally ready. So number one, what I've been hearing a lot is before you even enter into that I do, make sure you're mentally prepared, because whatever mental preparation you made, that's what you're gonna have to use after you say I do. And then you have to keep at it. Unconditional love, meaning no matter what the condition, you have to keep pressing. Thank you, Elsa. Thank you so much for sharing so much information with us. And let me say thank you to the viewers. Those of you who have been viewing from day one. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining Nicoland. And please, if you have not liked, subscribe. If you did not share this link the last time you watched the video, go ahead, share the link. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that we are here and we are sharing great information with you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.